Time's come to play here in my garden of shadows.
Hello, I'm Runya, aka Media Adaptation. Welcome back to a moderation while I'm for a game. And it's Friday, so that means it's time once again to talk about the supposedly lost 80s anime known as Go For A Punch, aka Saki Sanobashi. Normally, when people talk about this, or any lost media in general, people will always bring up parallels to the animation known as The Clockman, which does share a lot of similarities. A vague description that people can barely remember, but thanks to the internet, it was finally found after taking 5 years to solve. And again, the vague post is much in the same vein as what we got for Saki. But the thing is that some of the details didn't match up to the final product, or things were remembered wrong. The story said it was about a boy who lost their red shoes, but in the end, it was actually a girl who lost their orange gloves. So, the entire reason we brought this up is because some of the details to our story could very well be misremembered or just confused with a number of any other things. Like how many girls there were, the hair color, or maybe even the location. So, as we discussed before, it could just as well be a group of people trapped in an area who then have to kill themselves. I still feel like the drowning bit is significant and would be the key to finding the story. But enough ranting for now, as let's look at the events of last week. As we got another mysterious image of a girl in a bathroom with blood everywhere. So it checks off many of the right boxes, but turns out it's actually from the anime Kadashi Case Files. Think of a grown-up case closed, as a girl is taking a shower, and for some unknown reason, it starts spouting blood out the tap. It's actually been a while since one of these things actually panned out to be something useful, or at least in the same ballpark. So, it's a nice change of pace. We also got another mysterious image, which does look very familiar, but has yet to be identified. Given the art style, and use of digital coloring, I say this is from the early 2000s, so I hope that narrows it down. And as of writing the script, someone posed the similarities to the story of the 2009 anime Akira Zero, and Part 2, where a group of 8 girls get attacked and knocked out in a bathroom, before they get dragged off to somewhere else. A 9th girl does try to save them, but ultimately fails. Speaking before of remembering stuff wrong, or just misinformation, this could be the origin of the whole 9 girls in the bathroom thing. It is an interesting theory. I don't think I'm 100% behind it, but it's the best we've had in a while. Also, this anime is nothing but boobs and gratuitous panty shots. And yes, the uncensored version of this is on YouTube, so feel free to enjoy your daily dose of TNA. We were also asked to take a look at the anime Mesoforte, a hyper-violent anime from the 2000s. The plot is about a group of people who are hired to kidnap a high roller, but it goes tits up when he accidentally dies. So they make a robot double of him, but then one of their own gets captured. She gets imprisoned in a room and then raped. And again, unlike some of the other things that have been requested, this one does have some of the elements that we are looking for. But anyway, back to the story. They make the exchange, but a girl gets shot. But it's okay since she turns out to be a robot double as well, making that whole earlier bit less awkward.
Wait, are you saying it's okay to rape a robot?
I don't want to have that conversation right now. But anyway, the anime ends with a complete over-the-top manner. There is an edited version on YouTube, and something about older anime is that even if you take out all the porn in the project, you're still left with an anime, which very few of them now could actually say that. But anyway, let's move on. As last week we talked about the anime Wicked City, and I said that there was a live-action version of it, which is only remembered for one weird scene. And it turns out you guys really wanted to know about that. So strap in, because this one was made in 1992. By China of all places. Because yeah, foreign remakes are always known for their high quality. Case in point, Dragon Ball. No, Ada, the worst version of that. There you go.
Wait, what about the Netflix Death Note?
I'll still defend that one. Link up in the iCard. But anyway, back to our movie. Where in the anime it starts off with our main character almost getting his dick bitten off by a spider demon, here he's actually hunting it down, as she killed the previous person that she's pretending to be. Again, they're special agents, and this is quite literally his job description. But after that, it gets a completely different story. You have the same premise about a rogue group of demons, or Reploids in this one, but here it's about a drug that increases a person's strength, but if you stop taking it, it kills you. And our female agent is actually mixed up with the bad guys. Oh yeah, here's the scene I mentioned last time. I hope it was everything you wished it was. But what if I told you that's actually par for the course for the show? Cause it makes no sense half the time. There's a demon made out of saran wrap, another one that's a clock, and an elevator that won't shut up about enjoying two men being inside her, while trying to dissolve them with stomach acid. I believe this part was written by DeviantArt. But then they turn her into a motorcycle and drive her off the side of the building. This thing makes no damn sense. But again, the action is a bit fun to watch, as it is made by the same guy who would later go on to do Iron Monkey. So you always have that. But let's step away from that madness for a while, as someone else asked us to take a look at Bible Black, which is a whole nother can of worms that actually deserves its own video. So maybe another time. So let's end this by rummaging through our random Goro manga, of which we still have 45. So let's take a look. And we'll start the collection by Uzija Wata. And the first is the lawless area of Oz. Let's just say flying monkeys. That is all the context that you need. And then she gets crucified and then dismembered. Wow, can't wait to see the Disney adaptation of that. Next is called Game Over, where a girl also gets raped and brutalized, and another entry that I'd call worse than what Saki is supposed to be. So again, read at your own peril. Then we have one called Modern Story of the Bizarre, which is exactly the same. I think this guy desperately needs some medical help. Next we have Mr. Sarabata's Rowdy Classroom, where if you disrupt his class, he will dismember you. It's still unpleasant to read, but it is far tamer than the last few entries. And then next we have You After the Rain, which is about zombies, and a guy keeping his girlfriend even though she got infected. Again, this one actually isn't that bad, and is a bit heartbreaking at the end. And finally, down to our last two. And our first is Mai-chan's Secret. And dear God, what the hell? She gets brutalized with a strap-on that then detaches as it's an IED that then detonates, which again turns her into Techie. But it's okay, as she turns out to be Deadpool and can regenerate from it. Which then makes a bit more sense, as the last one is called Mai-chan's Daily Life, which is about a 200-page expansion to that concept. But again, it breaks into his other work, so it's less enjoyable. And I'd say avoid it at all costs. And that concludes our work for this week. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next week. And that about does it for this video. If you have any other ideas like seeing made into a video, then please post it down in the comments below, and we'll add it to our next viewer request week.
It's now time for the part of the show where we ask you to help us appease the YouTube algorithm by dropping a like, share, or comment. It helps out much more than you'd think.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, then it's very much appreciated. And if you'd like to support this channel, then please visit our Patreon. Link will be down in the description below. Even if you can't give a lot, every little bit helps. And I guess I'll see you in the next one. Anyway, I'm Runya.
And I'm Ada.
Remind you to take life in moderation.
Weep not, poor children, for life is this way, murdering beauty and passion.